off the scale line, please.
Number 4, John Davis. Number 5, Robert Hayes. Number 6, Sean Smith. Number 11, Deshaun Harris. Number 15, Artis Klein. Number 20, John Willingham. Number 22, Porter Thorpe. Number 28, Clark Tippy. Number 30, McQuan Montgomery. Number 33, Michael Hooper. Number 39, Daniel Moreno. Number 40, Quentin Bomack. Number 44, Chris Lerma. Number 49, Damar Scott. Number 50, Dietrich Giacchi. Number 55, Philip Rubio. Number 60, Kevin Reynolds. Number 62, Sean Curley. Number 64, Andre Peoples. Number 66, Deshaun Douglas. Number 70, Reno Rodriguez. Number 71, Mike Wendell. Number 86, Emo Suyai. Number 88, Joe Wallace. 90, Rashid Robinson. 93, Kenny Davis. 97, Jonathan Ross. Number 99, Charles Sand. Coach Yossian and the staff.
Welcome to El Cajon Valley Stadium tonight. The game here is a playoff game between the Raiders of San Diego Balboa and the Chiefs from Imperial Beach. The Raiders are in the white and black, the traditional NFL team colors, and the Chiefs are in the red and the white pants. Kansas City NFL team colors in that. 9-0 are the San Diego Balboa, and 7-2 are the Chiefs. I'm Greg Porter for George Langevin Video Sports Productions. Hope you can pull up a chair and watch this one. Kind of a little bit of chill in the air here in November the 12th. And these two teams about ready to tangle it up and find out who proceeds on in the playoffs for San Diego Pop Warner. Dietrich Giacchi approaches the kick, and it is a short one. Picked up by the up man. And that's number 65, James Kofelt. Kofelt will get his offense started at the 49-yard line. The offense for the Chiefs is Fred Akaina. Running back Robert Fierro. Fred Akaina's number 8. Running back Robert Fierro. We'll get the rest of the offense on first down for you. Here's the handoff straight off the left side around the end. He's got running room. He's across midfield down inside the 40 before he's dragged down. brought down by number 1. And that is Frank Parker. So Parker brings a running back down for a nice gain on the play. It'll be first down. They get it at the 38-yard line. Line of scrimmage is Fred Akina, the quarterback. Hands it to the second man through. He's going to go to the middle of the defense of the Raiders. Jonathan Ross in on the stop. Second down and 7 yards to go for the Chiefs. And now the lights come on here at El Cajon Valley High School. Akina was second down and about 7 yards to go. Got the I formation behind him. Hands it off to Hayes. Hayes off the right side.
Tackled by Kenny Davis for the Raiders.
Number 33, Michael Hooper in on the stop, along with Kenny Davis.
Makes it third down and 4.
3-yard gain on the play. Third down and 4 yards to go for the Chiefs. Just the opening drives for the Chiefs. They started at their own 49-yard line. Let's see what they do on third down and short yardage to go. They're going to run the ball. They run it right. Simple sweep. And he breaks one tackle. Broke the tackle of Johnny Casey. Gained a couple of yards, but it's going to be a little bit short. John Willingham, number 20, the cornerback, came up to make the stop also in the play. Fourth down and a couple. So they've run right a couple of times and ran it in the middle. Two wide receivers split, one out to the right and one out to the left. Backfield, they pitch it out. Cuts inside. Close to first down yardage for a host of Raiders getting in on the play. There'll be a measurement here. The Raider defense on the right-hand side of their defense coming up and swarming quickly to meet the ball carrier. Don't see a lot of passing in Pee Wee football unless it's one of those teams that is set up for that. Normally you see a lot of more the running type power plays in Pee Wee football. And you're going to see a lot of it tonight. And the measurement, a little bit short. No, and they just got it. From here, it looked like a little bit short, but the Chiefs have got the first down. So the Chiefs moving the football now down at the 27-yard line, just short of the 27. And it now will be another first down for the Chiefs as they are moving the ball here. Fred Akina off the left hash mark. He'll run the offense. Trying to cut back, but he wasn't able to do it as Lerma was in on the stop. Travion Benjamin, the ball carrier. Second down and 7. Give Benjamin about 3 yards on the play. That kind of comes out of the huddle, and he's got trips right in a stack formation with the single man in the backfield. He's going to roll to the right, going to throw to one of his wide receivers, and he can't quite hold on. The idea there was to try to create confusion over on that left side of the defensive secondary. But the ball was not able to be completed, so it now will be third down and 7 yards to go. First passing play for Akina. 6:14 left to play in the first period. You're watching playoff football here at El Cajon Valley High School. I formation in the backfield. Akaina is going to hand it off to his tailback, going off the left side.
For a short gain.
Hooper, Michael Hooper, in on the stop, the linebacker. Short gain on a play, so now it is another 4th down play for the offense of the Chiefs. The second one. And he might have enough yardage. Travion Benjamin getting the call. He's already had a carry in this series of downs, and he's got enough for a 1st down this time. In the middle of the field, Travion Benjamin gets Imperial Beach a 1st down on the play. So the Chiefs come out, moving the football on the ground. They've only tried one passing play. It wasn't successful, so they stay with the ground plays, and they got themselves another 1st down. Ball at the 15-yard line. I formation behind Akaina. Benjamin spinning his way in the middle. Chris Lerma, middle linebacker, making his stop.
Kenny Davis and Chris Lerma on the play for the Balboa defense.
Big gain that time for Benjamin. 5-yard gain. He's been the workhorse. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Ethan Wingate spread out to the left. Gonna hand it off straight up at the gut, the heart of that defense for the Raiders. Gain of about 3 yards on a play. Damian Hayes, the ball carrier. Let's see if they eliminate themselves from having to go to a 4th down situation here by getting the 1st down. Benjamin running hard, straight up, right at the nose guard. Kenny Davis getting his hands on Benjamin, but Benjamin is only able to get a yard on the play. It'll be 4th down and 1 to go, and now this will be the 3rd. Well, they say that he has made a 1st down, so Benjamin this time gets him the 1st down, so they don't have to go to a fourth down scenario. 3 minutes and a half running down here. The Chiefs fans making noise here. Here's a pitch out to Benjamin. Benjamin cutting inside, and Hayes actually was the man carrying the ball that time.
Montgomery on the play for the Raiders. 2nd and goal from the 3.
Benjamin up the middle, and he is close to the goal line.
Kenny Davis and Chris Lerma on the stop.
3rd down and goal to go. The Chiefs trying to cap this drive that started from the 49, and now the Chief crowd summoning up some enthusiasm here as they go straight ahead, and getting it in is Benjamin. Benjamin with the run, and the Chiefs lead 6-0. So Travion Benjamin, number 21 for the Chiefs, has been the workhorse all along in this drive. And this has been an interesting drive, capped off by a couple of key 4th down plays for the Chiefs, in which they were able to convert the 1st downs. The Raiders defense now going to try to stop the extra point here. They hand it off to Benjamin. He does not get the extra point, so it is 6-0. 6-0 with 2:15 left to play in the first period. Okay, 2:15 left to play in the first period. The Chiefs kicking off. Number 55, Lalo Morales. Onside try, and the Raiders recover the football on the far side there. Number 66 for the Raiders, Deshaun Douglas, recovered the football. So they'll have it at midfield, just about the position that the Chiefs had it to start their drive, in which they scored 6 points. Capped off by the run by Travion Benjamin. Single wing is how the Raiders do business offensively. And with it there is Johnny Davis. Davis along the right side, but he stepped out of bounds inside the 40 at about the 38-yard line. They'll have 3 men in the backfield, but they don't really have a man that is really called a quarterback. If you understand a single wing offensive set, the ball is basically hiked to any number of the guys back behind the lead man, who usually is a blocker, and that would be, in this case, Robert Hayes. The play is up the middle, and the Chiefs defense is tight on the play. So it'll be second down and about 8 yards. Gabriel Rodriguez is in on that last stop. John Davis, and a penetration is big as Ariel Morfin gets in and makes the stop. Number 44. And Morfin gets a couple of head slaps on his helmet. And now it'll be third down, as they lost a couple on the play. Third down and 12. Raiders 9-0 coming into this contest. Have not lost all season. And this one is going to go a long way. He's going to score. What a cutback. Nice play by the running back, number 3, Jamar Borja. Borja cut back and was able to run it straight up the middle of the field and score for 6. And it's 6-0. Kind of quieting the crowd for the Chiefs. And if you're a Chiefs player, you kind of wonder, we had them bottled up, looked like a tough third down play, and all of a sudden the single wing formation is able to kick in for them, and they're able to get the touchdown, and it's 6-0. Or 6-6 now is the score. Correction on that. Dietrich Jockey is able to kick it through, and now the Raiders lead 8-6. You get 2 points in Pee Wee football, so they lead 8-6.
Coaches, please send the roster to the booth for this upcoming game if possible.
So for San Diego Balboa, the Raiders, Jamar Borja scoring the touchdown. And on the kickoff, the Chiefs have the football. It is at the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. They had it at the 49 when they went all the way for their first touchdown of the contest. Benjamin with the short run. The Chiefs, 37 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. 8-6, the Raiders lead. Hand off to Benjamin. Benjamin breaking tackles. Benjamin on the outside, and he's dragged down, but not before he gets across the 25-yard line, and a flag will fly. Might be a personal foul on the play. And if so, that's an extra 15 yards. Nice run by Benjamin on the play.
Flag down on the far sideline.
And it is personal foul against the Raiders of Balboa. Youngsters learning the frugality of doing a little extracurricular activity at the end of a play. Can hurt you. In this case, it'll hurt you for 15 yards. Tacked on at the end of the play. Makes a good run, a great run. So the Chiefs, who are down by 2 points, are threatening again. They have the football at the 12-yard line now of the Raiders. And they are moving again. Had good field territory to start off. Both the previous drive that was capped off for a touchdown and this one. Chiefs coming to this contest 7-2 on a regular season. 7-2 record here in the playoffs. To start the playoffs, and we have flags that are flying. Somebody moved on the offensive line. And like the announcer says, we'll see what the officials have to say. They say illegal procedure against the Chiefs of Imperial Beach, so the ball will be moved back 5 yards, and now it'll be first down at 15 yards to go. I'm Greg Porter. Happy to be with you on this evening here in November. A couple of days past Veterans Day. Actually, Veterans Day was yesterday. And the Chiefs come to the line of scrimmage with the quarterback, Fred Akaina. Benjamin. Small gain on that play. Making the defensive stop was Jonathan Ross. Coming up from his linebacker position, being able to fill the gap there and make the play. Second down and about 12 yards to go. And that's the end of the first period with the score here at El Cajon Valley High School. The stadium, it's 8 for the Raiders of San Diego Balboa, 6 for the Chiefs of Imperial Beach. So the score as we start the second period of play is 8 for the Balboa, 6 for the Chiefs of Imperial Beach. Chiefs have the football, second down and 12. I formation, a single wide receiver to the left and to the right. And a handoff straight up the middle this time. Number 32, Hayes. Hayes running straight at the Raider defense. Kenny Davis making a stop. Be third down and 8 yards to go. Gain of about 3 for Hayes. Kind of only threw once, has only thrown once in this contest. He almost didn't get the snap there. He goes forward with it anyway. He says, I'm going to have to do something with this before they snatch it away from me. And quickly on him was Jonathan Ross and Chris Lerma to make sure that he had that football. So to be fourth down and about 5 yards to go, let's see what the Chiefs are going to do. And they're going to go for it on fourth down. They've done it twice before in the first period. First time here in the second quarter. And here the handoff. The play is off to the right, and it's going to go nowhere. Trying to strip the football. Trying to strip the full was John Willingham. But the defense on the left side for the Raiders is able to stiffen up and make that play a play that's not able to gain the first down yardage. And that is the first time on 4th down that they have been stopped. And this drive ends at the 8-yard line. So the Raiders will start at their own 8-yard line, deep in their own field territory. Getting the call is Marcus Smith. Smith off guard. Imperial Morphin coming up to make the hit. Second down and about 6 yards to go. Raiders, again, like I mentioned before, a single wing offense. You don't know which one of the backs in the backfield are going to get it. And we know this time that it's Borja. And Borja is finally swarmed down. Borja trying the left side of the line, but he is brought down as coming up there to meet him. There's a host of ball players for the Raiders. Third down and 2 yards to go for the Raiders. Let's see which one of the players in the backfield gets it this time. Will it be Borja or Smith? And this time it's going to be Johnny Davis. Davis has running room, but that is quickly closed down, and they're going to have to decide whether they're going to go for it on 4th down or punt the football away. 4th down and 2 yards to go. The Chief defense running laterally down the line of scrimmage and able to, with the speed and quickness, close down the play. 6:42 and counting down here until halftime. The Raiders with the 2-point lead in their own territory. They are going to elect to go for it. 4th and 1. Crucial play for them in their own territory. Borja trying to strip tackles, and he is close to the first down, and he gets the first down on the play. Nice running by Jamar Borja. Evans and Morphin was in on the stop, but not before Borja was able to weave his way enough for the first down along that left side of the line. So the Raiders retain possession. The ball at the 19-yard line. The single wing offensive formation. It goes straight up the middle with Marcus Smith. Smith just power running behind the offensive line. Offensive line for them, Deshaun Douglas, Reno Rodriguez, number 70. Douglas is 66. Dietrich Yaki, number 50, the center. 62, Sean Bruley. 55, Philip Rubio. Also, Jordan Standifer. Standifer is the man who is the closest to the line of scrimmage. In that backfield set, it goes along the right side, and John Davis is not able to get much on that run. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 5 for the Raiders. Another 3rd down and rather long yardage situation. The Raiders, though, who have only allowed 18 points and have scored a bunch on the season, are used to, I'm sure, a lot of situations. Here's the handoff, and straight up the middle, and the defense of the Chiefs is tough, and they're able to stop them short of the first down. So now it is going to be 4th down and a long 4. And let's see what head coach Bill Yaki decides to do for the Raiders. And 4th down and long yardage to go. He's going to have them run the football. The Raiders are not a team that usually does any punting. And a couple of players move and look like in white jerseys. Offsides against the Raiders. So it's going to be moved back, and now they might decide to punt the football. Well, they have not done it very often. 4th down and 9 yards to go for the Raiders in their own territory at the 21. The line of scrimmage was at the 20. So timeout now called by Bill Yockey. 4 minutes left to play, 8-6. The Raiders lead. A key 4th down situation here for the Raiders. They lead in this contest by 2 points by virtue of their 2-point kick. 4th down and long in their own territory. Big play. The defense is going to be able to make the play for the Chiefs. Nice individual play. David Hurtado, 75, says we are going to take over on downs. So with just under 4 minutes left to go at 3:52 and counting down, the Chiefs have excellent field territory for their offense as their defense comes off the field and makes a wonderful stand for them on 4th down and long yardage to go. An explosive Raider ball club is being met by a stiff defense of the Chiefs tonight. 1st down and 21, and at the 21-yard line, a pass is thrown and intercepted. It is intercepted on the play by Frank Parker. Parker has a convoy down the right side, and he's finally brought down at the 31-yard line, but Parker intercepts passing attempt that time by Damon Hayes. So now with 3:16 left to play until halftime, the Raiders have the football back and their defense answers for them. And this time they've moved it up a little bit. They got it at the 31-yard line to start their series of downs. Hope you're enjoying this playoff football game here in the San Diego Pop Warner between Imperial Beach's Chiefs and the Balboa Raiders. Straight up the middle, getting the call is Borja. Short gain up the middle of the Chiefs defense. Getting up from the pile for the Chiefs, Lalo Morales. 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
2nd and 8 for Balboa.
Balboa, who has beat many ball clubs by 20 and 30 points, are having a tough time with the offense, the movement in this contest, as the Chiefs didn't get here by virtue of luck. Nice move by Davis. Davis has got running room. Davis at the 40. One man to beat. Davis will score. What a move by John Davis. 70-yard run by John Davis. And I just mentioned about how they have treated their opponents. And maybe that's an indication of it, because Davis made an excellent move offensively as a running back. He was able to deke left and then juke to the outside and beat the rest of the team of the Chiefs for the score. So the Raiders now with 12 points. They lead by 4, and they are going to try to kick it like the Chiefs did. Let's see. Dietrich Yockey. The kick is up, is high enough, is long enough, but it is off to the right. So they don't get the 2 points. San Diego Balboa 14, and the Imperial Beach Chiefs 6. And Yockey approaches the kick, a short one, brought back to the Raider 45. So it'll be good field position for the Chiefs. Fred Akina and company will start off right there. Okay, it'll be first down. The ball is at the 50-yard line. Chiefs quarterback Fred Akina. I formation behind Akina. Flags fly as the snap. And it's offsides against the Raiders. So the Raiders have been penalized in this contest, and it has not helped them on the defensive side. It's going to be first down and 5. Chiefs have only thrown the football twice in this contest, and the first time it was a trips formation to the right, and they threw it, and it wasn't successful. And then the second time they threw it, they threw an interception in which the Raiders went all the way down the field. Some subsequent drive for the score. Running the football is Travion Benjamin. Benjamin is going to score. Travion Benjamin. It gives them 6 points. (14-12) the score, and now the Chiefs will try for, I believe, 2, and they are. Try and see if they can even up the score in the contest. David Hurtado will kick it. High snap. Hurtado won't be able to kick it as he is brought down right there. And so the score, with 55 seconds left to play until halftime, a very entertaining ball game between these two ball clubs. 14-12, the Raiders lead. Okay, it's 55 seconds left to play, 14-12. Very close ball game, the Raiders lead. And there might be an illegal procedure there. A couple of the youngsters moved on the play. And you can't do it until the ball is approached and kicked. So they will move back 5 yards and try the kick from there. Greg Porter with George Langevin Video Sports Productions. Hope you've enjoyed this Pee Wee football game here from El Cajon Valley Stadium. High school over here, El Cajon Valley High School. And they're going to kick it from the 35 now. Takes a big hop, but it is picked up quickly there on the play by Kimo Tuya. So the ball will now be started at the just inside midfield for the Raiders. The Raiders, who had John Davis run the football some 70 yards for his score on a professional type move by John Davis to be able to juke the initial man trying to make the tackle and then outrace the rest of the team. Here's Davis now with it this time. Davis trying to go to the outside. There's a bunch of flags thrown. Davis is breaking to the outside. He's got good running room. Down close to the 40-yard line, but they'll have to bring it back and see what the officials say on the play. The umpire tonight is Rich Von Tersch. The referee is Tom Simpson. The linesman is Wayne Bostic, with the field judge being John Downing. They're talking to the defensive captain of the Chiefs, Lalo Morales. And Morales, who gives the official what his coach has told him to do, and that is move it back on him. So the ball is at the 40-yard line on a personal foul. And we're running out of time here in the first half. Raiders come to the line of scrimmage. First down and 20 yards to go with a single wing formation, and they're going to pass. They don't do it very often. Johnny Davis looking for a wide receiver, and it is just knocked away at the last moment. Kimo Tuya was the intended receiver. Good coverage on the play, so it'll be second down and 20 yards to go. That is not something the Raiders often do. And John Davis threw a good pass, though, that time. But there was great coverage on the play, and his wide receiver, Tuya, wasn't able to pull it in. Probably the last play here of the first half for the Raiders. Davis going to throw kind of a halfback option pass, and it is mishandled. They say it was a lateral, and thus the Chiefs will get the football now. But that ends the first half, and at the end of one half of play here at El Cajon Valley Stadium, it's 14 for the Raiders, 12 for the Chiefs.
We need to hit them in the backfield. Hit them in the backfield, make them hold the Raiders. You ain't got no choice. If they hold him, I talked to the ref. If they're holding, you got to tell the ref. And he'll watch it. And it'll be 15 yards on them. But you're going to sit over there and cry about it, it ain't going to happen. That boy,
use your hands. You got to get him off of you. We can only tell the referee so much.
That's right. But I don't like I ran over. Look at him, he's a big old bag. No, look at him, he's like one. Everybody ran over his like one. Right.
End out.
What are we waiting for?
As we start the second half of action here at El Cajon Valley Stadium, the
return the kickoff for the Raiders.
Raiders leading 14-12. And the Raiders have had their offensive power going again for them in this game, but the defense of the Chiefs has been the story, keeping this game close. Boysia with the ball, and it's across midfield out to about the 45-yard line there on the far side. Salazar making a stop for IB. So it'll be first down at the 40. They mark it at the 48-yard line for the Raiders. The Raiders with this 2-point lead in the contest. The Raiders, a team that beat South Bay last week 30-0. The single wing formation, and the run is straight up the middle. The ball carrier that time was John Davis. Davis with a good run. Gets it across the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. Going to make it second down and about 4 yards to go. And right, breaking it outside is Borja. Borja outruns the defense and scores. Borja with the ball and a touchdown of about 45 yards on the play. The Raiders in their last game had over 345 total yards of offense, and they are starting to rack it up in this one as they lead now 20-12. Dietrich Yaki will try and kick it. Standifer, the hole, the kick is high enough, it's long enough, and it's good. So they get the 2 points, and now they lead by 10, 22-12. Jamar Borja running the run up the middle for the touchdown, and as the kick by number 50, Yaki, and it is brought down there by the Chiefs, and they have it at the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Their own 47 for the Chiefs. 10-point lead for the Raiders, 22-12. I'm Greg Porter with you from El Cajon Valley Stadium. George Langevin Video Sports Productions. Watching the 9-0 Raiders and a 7-2 Chiefs. Chiefs who played real tight defense, stopping or at least trying to corral and put a lid a little bit on the offensive powerhouse of this Raider ball club. Travion Benjamin running to the outside, but there's flags on the play. And it is against the Chiefs. They had too many men on the field. Talking to the defensive captain. And Michael Hooper says we'll take the penalty and move the offensive squad back of the Chiefs. Moving them all the way back to the 32-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty. So the Pee Wee football rules a 15-yard penalty, so it moves them back. 8:10 left to play in the third quarter. Fred Akaina, the quarterback for Imperial Beach. And getting in is Benjamin. Benjamin, very shifty. Benjamin breaks to the outside. Benjamin still running across midfield. Benjamin is finally pushed out of bounds by John Willingham. But not before. Benjamin gets him a big gain on the play. Getting him a gain of about 23 yards on the play. Nice run by Benjamin.
2nd and 6 for Imperial Beach.
So it'll be second down and only 6 yards to go. There's Damian Hayes. Hayes running off the left side. Hayes looks like he's got the first down yardage. Artis Klein coming over there to make the stop. 3rd down and a short. Well, they're going to measure on the play before they call it a 3rd down. call. Coaching staff for the Chiefs is Tim Cave, offensive coordinator Leonard Cave. Frederica Aquino is one of the offensive coordinators. Larry Cave also helping out on the offense, with Francisco Morales on defensive side, Tony Davis, and Mike Pitpit on the defensive side of coaching for the Chiefs. It's going to be 4th down as they are a little bit short. Maybe the nose of the football. And the Chiefs, a team who have been going for it a number of times so far in this contest on 4th down and been successful. Even though this is only 3rd down, they are in real good shape here. 7:38 left to play, a 10-point lead for the Raiders here in the 3rd quarter. And they start the clock back up again. Third down and real short yardage position play here. Number 8, Aquino. Hands it off straight up the middle. Utilize that blocking of his fullback, and he gets the first down. Does Travion Benjamin. Benjamin with the shifty moves and ability, good vision, balance out there. Has been very successful running the football for the Chiefs tonight. And so has number 32, Damian Hayes. Here's a quick pass out, and nobody was out there. And he almost was able to go down the left side for a touchdown. But getting over there very quickly at the last moment was Artis Klein. Otherwise, he would have scored, he being Robert Fierro. So they don't throw the ball very much, do the Chiefs, and neither do the Raiders. But on that pass play, that is their first completion. And they are now in a 2nd down and short yardage position. I formation behind Aquino. Aquino. They're pitching out to Damian Hayes. And Hayes is not going to be going anywhere as John Casey steps up and makes a play. Jonathan Ross was also over there, but it was a face mask. Either Casey or Ross, the face masking penalty now. And so the Chiefs will have a new set of downs, and they will move deeper in the territory of the Raiders. Chiefs down by 10. Talking to Travion Benjamin, the captain. And, of course, the Chiefs were going to take the penalty. Chiefs, a ball club who want to stay close to this offensive powerhouse club of Balboa. And they have done that in the first half. And now with the threatening situation here in the second half, they're in business again at the 19-yard line. Aquino, the quarterback, gonna hand it off to Benjamin. Benjamin running behind that offensive line there of Albert Bursley, Jose Salazar, Devin Phillips, James Kofeld, Evan Jones, and James Christopher. Second down and about 8 yards to go. The ball at the 18 for the Chiefs of Imperial Beach. Benjamin weaving his way inside, up the middle of the field. Closer to first down territory. Be 3rd down and very short yardage to go. Clock inside, 6 minutes at 5:46 and counting down. Chiefs down by 10, but moving the football on the Raiders. A yard to go here. Benjamin gets the call. Benjamin has first down yardage. Benjamin gets them down inside the 10-yard line, maybe down to about the 8. Benjamin moving his ball club on the ground like they did in the first initial drive of the game when they moved it from their own 49-yard line and scored. They're doing it again here. Down by 10 points, the Chiefs. First down and goal to go. Fredekina hands it off to Benjamin off the left guard this time. Benjamin bringing it closer to the goal line. Patrick Shepard was over there on the play. Lerma, the linebacker, in on the play. Lerma's been in on a lot of plays this year for the Raiders. A lot of unassisted tackles for Chris Lerma. Split wide to the left is Ethan Wingate with the I formation behind Fredekina. Have some movement, and it might be against the Raiders. And it looks like it's going to be against the Raiders. It is. And it moved half the distance to the goal since it is second down and goal to go at the 1. They're moving half the distance. So they got about second down and 6 yards to go for a score. They've cut the 10-point lead down to about 4. 22-12, the Raiders lead. And kind of going to take it forward. The initial signal, and he's got it. And it's 22-18 as Fredekina gets the touchdown, a quarterback on a quarterback sneak. So it's 22-18. 4-point lead, and now going to kick it is David Hurtado. Snap is a little high, and he's not going to be able to kick it, as only thing Benjamin could do is try to go to the goal line, and he was quickly brought down by John Casey, 77. And so now it'll be 22-18 in favor of the Chiefs with 4:30 left to play in the third. Lalo Morales will kick it for the Chiefs. Morales kicks it from the 40, and it's caught by Chris Lerma. Lerma down the far side. Lerma moves it forward for a few yards before he's met by a couple of Chiefs on the kicking team. 4:24 left to play in the third quarter. It is a very tight game here at El Cajon Valley's High School Stadium. 22-18, the Raiders with a 4-point lead. After the touchdown, the quarterback sneak by Fredekina, and great ball movement by the running backs. Travion Benjamin, been the big name on that drive down the field. And now the Chiefs, Partisan yelling it up on a single wing offense off Yamar Borja down the left side. Borja is pushed out. Lalo Morales over there to help to push him out of bounds, but not before he gets close to first down yardage. Make it second down and 1 yard to go. Borja, who had 165 yards in his last game, running for a lot in this one so far. He's already got a touchdown. Straight ahead, Marcus Smith getting the ball this time, but the Chiefs defense stiffens up, but not before he gets the first down. Gets it across down to about the 36-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 at the 36. Timeout by the Chiefs. 3:42 left to play until the fourth quarter will start. 22-18, the Raiders. Okay, as a timeout, and both coaches able to talk to their teams. And the Raiders come to the line of scrimmage. Ball is at the 35-yard line, the nose of it. 4-point lead. With it is John Davis. Davis spinning and almost lost the football, but is able to hold on to it at the last minute. Tackling him was Gabe Rodriguez. And Rodriguez brought him down, but not before. Davis is able to get it across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. So it's a 6-yard gain for Davis. Raiders, a team that doesn't throw the football very much. They like that single wing offense. And here's a mishandled snap, and it's going to be a big loss. Smith didn't get to it until he was dropped at the 39-yard line, as the Chiefs were able to bring him down there. Chief defense, which was very tough in the first half, showing that they can be tough here in the second half also. As they were down by 10, they're only down by 4 now. And the Raiders, Jamar Borja running to the outside. Borja cuts inside, and there's a flag thrown to the far side. It might be against the Raiders, as they're talking to Morales, and it looks like it's going to be against the Raiders. The Raiders have hurt their own selves in this contest with the penalties. And I'm sure that Coach Bill Yaki is not happy about that. Ball moved all the way to the 48-yard line. 3rd down and long yardage to go. Two minutes and 8 seconds left to play here in the 3rd quarter. This time it's going to go to Marcus Smith, and Smith is dropped. Smith dropped on the play. Getting in there, Ariel Morphin, a linebacker. So it's going to be 4th down. The ball is at the 48-yard line. The first down would be at the 25-yard line of the Chiefs. And it is at, of course, again, I said the 48 of the Raiders. Clock moving. Minute and a half and counting down. Two teams separated by only 4 points on the scoreboard, 22-18 in favor of the Raiders. The Raiders going to go for it on 4th down. They don't punt the football very often at all. With it is Borja. Borja got running room, but Borja is going to be stopped short of the first down, and it'll be turned over on downs to the Chiefs. And the crowd of the Chiefs give them a nice round of applause for the defense, and well-deserved, because anytime you stop the Balboa offense, as they have done here, you've got to be happy. As just about everybody on the San Diego Balboa schedule can testify. Ball is at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Chiefs down by 4 in the score. We've got movement, and there's flags. And no flags. They just, actually what happened was the rest of the offensive line for the Chiefs just decided to stay in their stance, and they didn't move. And so there was no flags on the play. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 45 for the Chiefs. Fred Akina brings his running backs, Damian Hayes and Travian Benjamin. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Into the 3rd quarter with the score. It's 22 for the Raiders of Balboa, 18 for the Chiefs of Imperial Beach. We'll be right back. Okay, 4-point lead for the Raiders. The Chiefs with the ball. Second down and about 8 yards to go. Akina going to hand it off to Benjamin. About a 4-yard gain on the play. Ross over on a stop. Casey over there to help out. Third down and about 3 yards to go. Ball just short of midfield at the 49-yard line. That was Hayes. And Hayes is dropped for a loss. Robinson in on the stop. Fourth down and 3 yards to go as the Raider defense stiffens up on the play. The crucial fourth down or fourth quarter action here in the playoffs, and timeout as the Chiefs want to talk it over. Your score is 22-18. Balboa's Raiders lead the Imperial Beach Chiefs. Yeah, you look around this time of year, and a lot of high school football, a lot of playoffs in different sports, and some teams that have basically, if you look at the Union Tribune ratings at the beginning of the season of high school football, teams that they rated high have basically stayed right there. As Morris, the Tigers, 7-2-1 ending the season. They were rated number 4, and number 7, La Jolla, who's had a fine season. They were rated number 7, and they stayed there. Back to live action here, and a handoff straight up the middle. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough for first down yardage. As the Chiefs talked about it, got the play down, but the Raider defense stiffening up. And they did get enough for the first down. So whatever they talked about offensively, they told the offensive line to do the job, and Wingate, Bursley, Salazar, Phillips, Colfelt, Jones, and Christopher did the job. And now, as they wait for the sticks to be moved, and let's see now. Maybe they were a little bit premature at giving him the first down, and now they have the chain moved out to see if they did. And they just got it by the nose of the football. So referee Tom Simpson called it right. He eyeballed it from the middle of the field there. And he's able to give him that first down correctly there as the chains are moved out to testify to that fact. 8.5 minutes left to go in the game. The Chiefs with the ball, down by 4. High backfield, and you got the motion moving down the line of scrimmage. And a nice run, but brought down quickly on that run was Frank Parker. Travion Benjamin was the ball carrier. I mean, look at those, look at that top 10 again. I mentioned those two teams, but basically there was 4 teams that ended up not in the top 10 in the last week of the season. But the Union called it right. Benjamin to throw, and he almost threw it away. Benjamin was looking for Fierro, and it was almost intercepted on the play. Stepping up to try to pick it off was John Willingham. The Cornerback. So it'll be third down. The ball is at just inside the 35 of the 34. They need to get to the, or rather the 44. They need to get to the 37-yard line. They've got 7 yards to go. Do the Chiefs to keep this drive moving. Pitch out to Hayes. Hayes is dragged down as coming up to make the play quickly was Klein. Klein, a cornerback, stayed at home and was able to make the stop. So now it'll be fourth down. And along 4 yards to go. Ball's at about the 43-yard line. You got to eyeball it here because there's no hash marks to really see. As you can see, the middle of the field is completely rubbed away of grass here at El Cajon Valley Stadium. Fourth down. Big play for the Chiefs and the Raiders. Pitch out, they run it right. And a couple of missed tackles, and he might have enough for the first down. Michael Hooper, the big cover guy for the Raiders, had to make the stop. And they're going to bring the chains to check it out. Nice run on the play. And with 6:42, they want to check it out. I mentioned those 4 teams that ended out of the top 10 on the high school football ratings. That was Rancho Buena Vista. I kind of don't understand that one, as they playing well in that Palomar League ended up number 2 in that league behind Mount Carmel. As you look at the chain being applied there, and it is enough for a first down. So the Chiefs will continue their offensive drive here, and the ball is at the 36-yard line. Who knows, this could be the all-important drive for them, for Imperial Beach. We'll talk more about that Union Tribune top 10 in a little bit. Handoff to Benjamin. Benjamin, tough running. He was initially met on the play by Ross, but he bounced off of Ross's hit and was able to go forward down to about the 35-yard line. So a gain of 2 tough yards by Benjamin, and Benjamin has been running hard all game long. Down to 6 minutes left to play. Number 3 split out to the left is Fierro, and number 1, Ethan Wingate, out to the right with Benjamin and Hayes, and it pitches out to Hayes. Hayes stops and tries to reverse his field, and he is brought down quickly. Coming up there to not be fooled on a play for the Raiders was a host of ball players. And so now it is going to be third down and about 8 yards to go. 4-point lead for the Raiders. The Chiefs. Clock moving closer to 5 minutes now. Third down and long. As they'll try the run on the right side this time. And there is running room off the right side. Number 40, Quentin Womack, made the stop on the play. But not before they get a first down. They being the Chiefs now, just inside 5 minutes left to play. The ball is now at the 26-yard line there. The Chiefs' drive is still moving down the field in Raider territory. Good Pee-wee ball game. And here's a break to the outside. He breaks a couple tackles. He's in the clear. He's going to score. Travion Benjamin breaks a couple of tackles running to the outside. The tough running of Benjamin, and he gets in the inside, or gets the touchdown, because he says, I will not be arm tackled. And with 4:35 left to play, the Raiders are behind in the score by a score of 24-22. And let's see what the Chiefs do as far as their extra point package is concerned. They're going to go for the 2-point package. And it's David Hurtado. The snap is too high. Benjamin is a fake, throws, and he can't hold on at the last minute. They had the right idea as he was able to throw a good pass out to his teammate, but he wasn't able to hold on. So the score with 4:35, it's 24 for the Chiefs, 22 for the Raiders. So Travion Benjamin scores the touchdown on an electrifying run for the Chiefs. They lead by 2 points, Imperial Beach does, with 4:35 left to play in this playoff game for San Diego's Pop Warner. And gonna kick it is Morales, and he kicks it and it goes out of bounds at about the 40. Flags fly on that. One of the other teams that'll be playing after this game is in your picture there. I believe that's Santee coming in. They got some neat uniforms, neat colors there with the yellow and black. Like Yellow Jackets or something. Maybe that's their names, the Yellow Jackets. No, it looks like they're the Cowboys on the back of their jerseys. The Raiders have the ball at the 41-yard line. They elect not for the Chiefs to kick it again because they do not want a situation maybe to where they don't get the football and that the Chiefs could run it out. Maybe a respect there of the Chiefs offense. And on first down, trying to move laterally along the line of scrimmage. He breaks a couple tackles, and then he's finally pulled out of bounds to the far side. Staying with the play. On the play was the Chiefs. Second down and 10 yards to go. The Raiders have not been in a situation like this all year. Well, this is not the regular season. This is the playoffs. There's a reason why you're playing the other guys, why they're 7-2, the Chiefs. The handoff straight up the middle, and it's a gain of short yardage. Two-point lead. Chiefs trying to hold on to it. And their crowd has been making noise whenever they can. But I'm surely on the other side, the Raider crowd has made a lot of noise too. And they're going to try to make noise here as he's breaking to the outside. He'll have a first down or more across the 45 down to about the 44-yard line. Jamar Borja, you got to watch that guy. He can run the football, and he's done it for some scores in this game. 3:42 left to play, and the Raiders have another series of downs. Ball is at the 42-yard line. A single wing offense. You never know who's going to get it. But when Borja gets it, he has been tough. This time it's Marcus Smith straight up the middle. Smith is met by a lot of helmets. And it's going to be second down. A tough gain of maybe a yard or two. Second down. Long yardage to go. With it is Borja. Borja skips around would-be tackles and gets it down inside, close to the 30-yard line. Borja being the workhorse now for him. Both defenses have been asked to make the plays on the running game. The Chiefs defense is asked to make the running plays on this drive of the Raiders now. 2 points is the difference. Inside 3 minutes left to play. You're listening to George Langevin, Video Sports Productions. And trying to reverse his field is Johnny Davis. He does. Davis breaks to the outside. Davis at the 10. Davis down to the 5 before he's dragged out of bounds. Davis on a nice run, reversed the field, and Davis breaks to the outside. But the Chiefs could not get him until he got down inside the 5. So now the Raiders are threatening. They have the ball, goal to go at about the 5-yard line. Borja and Davis. They have been much of a threat. It goes to Borja. Borja fighting off tackles inside, and he is stopped at the 1-yard line. Nice job. Playing very tough was David Hurtado in the middle of the defensive pursuit. So it's now going to be second down and goal to go. Ball at about the 1-yard line, make it the 2. The Raiders offense has been thwarted in this game. They only have 22 points and they're down by 2 late in the game. The straight up the middle running play is met by a lot of red and white helmets with the Chief insignia on them. Enough to stop them from getting in the end zone, and now it will be third down and goal to go. Looking at this game, it has been hard fought, like the Chiefs and the Raiders of NFL properties type films and stuff that you have seen in the past. The big third down and goal. He is wide in the open. He'll score. Number 3, James Borja. Borja makes the run along the right side and gets in the end zone, and they now lead 28-24. Borja with another touchdown. (28-24), a 4-point lead, and now trying to see if they can get an extra 2. The kick is up and it's blocked. The Chiefs have blocked the kick, and they will not get the 2 points, so it is only going to be another 4-point lead again for the Raiders at 28-24. The Chiefs will get it back when we come back. Congratulations on a Union Tribune top 10 of these teams: Helix, El Camino, Patrick Henry, Morris, Mount Carmel, Carlsbad, La Jolla, Torrey Pines, San Pascual, and University of San Diego High School for basically going to the last week and being in the top 10. And there's a whole host of other teams out there that are either 1 and 2 in their leagues. Been some good football in San Diego County as we see it here tonight. The Raiders might have recovered. The Raiders are cheering on the far side of the field, and their coach, Yaki, is signaling that they got it, but they don't, as the official has the final word, and he says that, and now there was one signal that the Chiefs had recovered, but now the other signal is, and they might want to discuss it. There is going to be a discussion here as David Simpson and his staff over there. And they give it to the Chiefs. The Chiefs got it because it did not go 10 yards on the play. The Raiders had jumped on it and recovered it, but it's got to go 10 yards, and it didn't. The ball would have had to make it down to the 50-yard line, and it didn't do that. So the Chiefs have it now at the 48-yard line of the Raiders to maybe cap off a winning drive or maybe be stalled. Let's see what happens here. First down at the 48. Travion Benjamin, the speedster, he cuts in. Benjamin is open in the clear. Benjamin's at the 35, the 30, and he's dragged down at the 29-yard line on a great play by Frank Parker to save the touchdown. Boy, I tell you, James Borja has been like Damon Washington of the Southwest, who ran for 275 yards for that high school program. Borja has been the big man for them, the Raiders, but the big man on this side has been Travion Benjamin for the Chiefs. Here's a mishandled pitch and a drop by Jonathan Ross. A nice defensive play inside, a minute left to go. Ross was quickly after that mishandled pitch. Clock running down, 30 seconds left to go, 28-24. The Raiders lead by 4. Fred Akina, the quarterback. It's going to be a naked bootleg off to the left line of the line of scrimmage, and Deshaun Harris is able to make the stop. It might be the all-important one for the Raiders as time is running down. Down to 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Both teams trying to get something going on the field. Nothing is going to happen as flags are going to fly. And let's see what it is here. They're celebrating on the Raiders sideline. The officials are going to decide whether this game is ended or not. Illegal procedure against the Chiefs. And let's see what they decide. Obviously, the Raiders are going to probably decline it. They are. And that ends the game. The Chiefs and the Raiders end on a weird play there, but these young kids on both teams played a heck of a ball game. And the Raiders end up on top 28-24. But both sets of teams here, these youngsters played fine football, and we were happy to be part of it here at George Langevin Video Sports Productions. I'm Greg Porter. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And if you stick around, we'll be able to get a few interviews of some of the players that participated in today's game. We'll be right back. Back with the Balboa Raiders, a couple of the youngsters that participated in this Pee Wee outstanding ball game. And you are?
I'm Dietrich Yaki, and I play center, and I'm number 50.
Okay, Dietrich, you did a lot of good kicking today. You also played center and did a good job for that offensive line. What did you think about your offensive play on the line today?
Well, I think we did a great job. We could have done better. Just against this team, we don't do too good. I mean, they had a weak defense. I think we controlled them mostly. If we would have had the ball more, we probably would have really stuck it to them. But our defense didn't play as well as they usually do, and that's what happens. And I like to throw big games. Like,
what do you do, Dietrich, when you're not playing football?
Well, I play baseball, and I was on my all-star team, and we won district and Section 8 champs. We're the Section 8 champs. Matter of fact, my coach is up. He's right there. My 2 all-star coaches, and I play. He lives right across the street from me, and we play hockey, football, and different other kinds of sports.
So you just keep real busy, don't you? And you are?
Sean Burley, and my position is left guard, and I'm number 62.
And what'd you think about tonight's game, basically?
I was just really excited. I couldn't wait to get out on the field, but if we could have done a lot better if we would have had the ball more.
Well, you know, they were pretty stiff on defense. It just was one of those games where, you know, sometimes in the playoffs you never know how it's going to go.
That's right. but they were a pretty hard team to beat. If we played them before and we beat them, but this seems like they wanted to win, but we wanted more.
Right. What do you do when you're not playing football outside of playing with your teammate here, baseball and other sports?
Most of the time I'm at school or play Super Nintendo or something.
Right. Well, good luck in the playoffs for you two youngsters, and thanks for being on George Landman Video Sports Productions tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we're back here with two more of the Balboa winners tonight, the Raiders. And you are?
Dominic
And what's your last name?
Thompson.
Dominic Thompson. What position you play, Dominic?
Nose guard and guard.
How you like playing those two positions?
They're good. I like it about cause you get a lot of tackles and you get sacks and.
What do you think about your defense today? And all season, basically.
We played good. Basically, we played good, but today it was kind of okay.
Playoff game pretty tough.
Yeah, cause the number 21, he was fast, but he was breaking a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
That's why we couldn't catch him.
But they basically ran out of time. And your teammate is?
Andre Peoples,
What position do you play?
offensive guard.
Who basically got you started playing offensive guard? I mean, have you been playing offensive guard since you've been a junior Pee-wee or what?
This is my first year.
And what did you think about the whole season, the offensive production, and just basically everybody following what your coaches tell you guys to do?
Thought we were good.
Well, you know, it seems like your offense is just very outstanding in the simple fact that they're able to break the ball on the outside, they're able to run the ball on the inside, they're able to do outside or inside basically what they want to do on offense. As far as the running backs are concerned.
Uh,
And just blocking and everything like that.
well, today it was kind of hard to block because they were like holding us kind of, and we had a little trouble at the beginning. But
What do you do when you're not involved in football?
play basketball.
You're a basketball player too. Can you make the three-point shot?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming out, peoples. Thanks, both of you. Okay, and you are?
Chemo 2-year.
Chemo. What position you play, Chemo?
Tight end.
You play tight end, but really, as far as a passing type of a thing, you normally, when you think of a tight end, you normally think of them blocking, but you think of them also maybe breaking off the line of scrimmage and going out and trying to get a pass here and there and working things on the passing side. You guys don't pass too much, but you sure do a lot of good blocking on the offensive line. What did you think about the game today?
Well, it was pretty good. They played good defense and offense, and it was just offense game.
And what do you do when you're not involved in football?
I play basketball.
And what position at basketball? Guard? Point guard. For what team is that?
My school.
Okay. And today was also a game which you knew that you came in and you hadn't lost, and they were putting the pressure on you guys at the end, but you knew also that you guys did not want to end up on the losing end, and you did what it took on that last drive.
Yeah.
Defense.
Yeah, because the defense played a good game and stopped them right away, but they had a good running back, number 21, who had a lot of yards that game.
Have you ever met anybody like that as far as a running back? I mean, have you ever run across anybody like that up to this point?
Nope.
Very good. Okay, and your teammate here?
John Davis.
John, you ran the ball real good today. I believe you did score one time or came close to scoring.
I scored one time.
On the season, do you remember how many times you scored?
13 touchdowns. 13.
As far as 13 touchdowns? Man, that's a lot. So are you going to be playing for this team next year? Or?
Yeah.
And what do you do when you're not involved in football?
Play basketball and baseball.
So you're just an all-sports guy, huh? If you had a jacket, you'd be a letterman like in high school, right?
Yep.
Well, you guys played some good football tonight, and thanks for coming out, Kimo and John. Okay, back live with a couple more Balboa Raiders, and you are?
My name is Laquan Montgomery, and I'm number 30, and I play for Balboa Raiders. And that was a good game.
It was a good game. What was the thing that you will always remember most about this game?
Well, getting a couple of tackles hard on number 21.
Yeah, he was fast, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. When he broke to the outside, we couldn't catch him. So, it's our number one had to hawk him down. And
That was a big play, wasn't it?
Yep. And so the last play of the mostly of the last play of the game, me and one of my fellow teammates got number 21 and we got him hurt, and so he went out for a play, and then the time ran down, so the game was over, and so we won.
Well, it seemed like they weren't even trying to hand the ball off at the end. It was just like they were almost trying to do what you guys do, just stand back there and get the snap right there.
Yeah. Well, it was a tough game.
Yeah, it really was. And your teammate is?
John Casey.
John Casey. John, what position you play?
I play outside linebacker.
What has made you decide to play outside linebacker than any other position out there on the team?
Because I wanted to play outside linebacker because all my family plays outside linebacker, and my coach, he just said that you're good enough to play outside linebacker, so he put me at outside linebacker.
Well, you know, who's your favorite outside linebacker or linebacker period?
Junior Seau.
Junior Seau, he's a great one, isn't he? Well, I tell you what, you guys play real good on defense, and thanks for coming out today and providing great football on George Landon Video Sports Productions. Okay, we're back live here again with some Chiefs, the team that fell short by 4 points today, but played an excellent football game that you just got through watching. And you are?
I did Murphy.
Okay, and you are?
Robert Fierro.
And you are?
Travion Benjamin.
Okay. Murphy, what position, you played the position of what again?
Strong safety.
Strong safety. I remember you made some key plays. And what did you think of the defense and how you guys played today, especially in the first half and in key times in the second half?
I think we played a very good game. And
it was just a little bit short, huh? If you had a little bit more time on offense, who knows, right? And Fierro?
I played running back and wide receiver, and I just felt like we didn't have enough time, and we came up short.
You did catch one pass a day.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And it seemed like you might have been able to try to work that play again, but you guys, I guess, do you pass a lot during the regular season or what?
Well, we were started passing a lot the last couple of games, but
who knows, maybe you can pick it up next year. You going to be on the team next year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, good luck. And you are again?
Travion Benjamin.
Travion, you are a man with a lot of shifty moves and stuff, and it seemed like you really had the number going for the Chiefs offensively tonight, and they were chasing you all over the field. And at the end, what basically happened on your opportunity to try to win the game?
Oh, the defense wasn't blocking, and we couldn't happen.
It seemed like you also was standing back there and was doing it like almost what they do on a single wing offense, where you just basically were just going to get the ball and the quarterback wasn't going to hand it to you. Did your coach make that decision at the end?
Yeah, he did. He said, let's do that. And it worked one time.
A system like that. We have a system like that, and we try to go with it, but it didn't work.
Well, I tell you what, you guys
Yardage on the play. Mike Clark leads the charge.
You know, your
for the
season
Cowboy
falls short,
defense.
but what will you remember about the season?
We have a Cowboys down.
Basically this year.
I don't know.
Are you going to come back and play on the team next year?
Probably so. I don't know for sure.
That we came this close.
That you came this close and almost got it. And yourself? That basically you had fun and you had a successful season. You only lost 2 games until today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys, for coming out, and good luck next year. And you are?
Frank Parker.
And you are?
Jabbar Baha.
Rashad Robinson.
Okay, guys. Tonight is one of those nights, you know, where it's a close game, but sometimes you have that during the season. From what I understand and looking at your record, most of the games were kind of blowouts and stuff, but I'm sure there were points when it didn't look like that. What do you think?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what do you do when you're not involved in football?
Play Sega.
Play Sega? Yeah. What Sega game do you play?
John Madden.
How about you?
I play Sega, play basketball, and different things like that.
Okay. And how about yourself?
Sager, and I play football.
And you play football. What school do you go to?
Wilson Academy.
Academy, and you?
Choice Elementary.
Choice Elementary.
Wilson Academy.
Academy. Two guys that go to the same school here. But you guys talk about play sometimes at school, right?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming out and providing great football for us. Hopefully you might be able to be on another one of our sports video productions.
Thank you.
And you are?
Philip Rubio.
And you are?
Quentin Womack.
Okay. What position did you play tonight?
O-line, tackle.
Okay. What gave you the opportunity to decide to play the position that you play? I mean, when did it all start?
This is my first year, so my coach Bill Yaki had me there. And I like my position. It's real fun.
Yeah, it really is. And how about yourself? What made you play the position that you play?
Just because I like playing defense and I like to tackle people.
Well, I tell you what, defensively and offensively, you guys are a real sound football team, and it just seems that you don't give up either. It showed tonight when the game was real close.
We struggled left and right, but we fortunately came back.
Seems like you got good coaching. What do you think about your coaches?
They're great. And they never give up. They always do good stuff, and they never let us down.
Well, you also have a good following in here, and it looks like they came out tonight. You got some cheerleaders and stuff that came out and did a good job for you. And it was just a fun night. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for coming out. Okay, and you are?
Deshaun Harris.
Sean Harris, and you are?
Jonathan Ross.
Okay. Deshaun, what position did you play again tonight?
Outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker. I believe you were in on a number of stops. You had to be, obviously, because the number 21 was up to the task tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Jonathan Ross, you also play on the defense side, don't you?
Yes.
What position?
Strong tackle.
Strong tackle is one of those positions that on that defensive line that is very, very critical because, you know, you got to stop that offensive surge. Otherwise, they got big plays, don't they?
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not involved with playing football?
I like basketball, and I just like to sit home and write and draw.
So you're a writer too. That's good. You get your thoughts together and put them on get a pad and pencil and get to writing, huh?
Yeah.
And you?
I play baseball and sometimes basketball.
Okay. Baseball. What did you think about the baseball strike this year?
Well, I don't really watch baseball that much on TV.
You play it more than watching it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ross, and we appreciate you guys playing well tonight and being on our videos production. Okay, we're here with Chris Lerma. Chris, you play on the defensive side, don't you?
Yeah.
How do you like playing? You play linebacker, don't you?
Yeah.
How do you like playing a linebacker position?
Well, it's fun because you get lots of responsibilities and you get lots of tackles. And
you really got a key on that guy coming out of the backfield as far as maybe a running back trying to catch a pass out of the backfield or however which way that running play is going, right?
yeah, and if we don't, it's like, well, it's our responsibility because if they come up the middle and then they score, like number 21 did a few times. That's it.
Just like that, huh? Okay, and you are?
Michael Hooper.
Michael, you made some big plays tonight. What impressed you most about your team tonight more than maybe, say, any other time during the year?
Well, at the beginning of the game, we were doing pretty good. Then when we got down, some people started to give up a little bit. And then so just had to try to fire them up and get back in the game.
And was it just like one person that stepped up and said, hey, we can win this game, or was it, you know, just listening to the coaches and going back to basics, or what was it?
Well, some people were just like, oh, we're just going to lose. But some people, most of the defense were in there trying to play hard and trying to listen to the coaches and what they're saying.
And usually the coaches know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming out tonight, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And you are?
Reno Rodriguez.
Okay. And you are?
Darshawn Douglas.
Okay. Tonight, again, you know, kind of chilly, in a very important game, but the key was that you guys were able to hang in tough. What do you think about tonight's game?
I got scared because I thought we were going to lose.
And this is not something you guys have done all year.
We've been dominating all year. This is our first tough game.
Do you think there'll be maybe more tough games like this to win it all?
Cue ball.
Well, you're on that track. What do you do when you're not involved with football?
Nothing.
Just be a kid, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, and you are again?
Darshawn Douglas.
That's 45.
Sean, when you're out there on the field and you know things might get tough, what do you try to do within yourself to try to say, hey, you know, I can help out to try to make this a positive thing here towards a win? What do you say to you?
I just tell myself, just try your hardest and block as hard as you can. Just go crazy on the field.
And just try to remember what the coaches are saying, right?
Yeah.
Well, they definitely will remember what their coaches were saying, and they were very up to the task all the way to the end. But this almost reminded me of something like in the NFL, a Chiefs and Raider contest. What'd you think?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, which one of those two teams do you like the most? In the NFL.
The Chiefs.
Now, who's going to win the game tomorrow, the Chiefs or the Chargers?
Chargers.
All right. All right, well, thanks for coming out, guys, and good luck in the future with your team. Okay, and you are?
Jordan Standifer.
Okay, Stanford, and you are?
Kenny Davis.
Okay. And you?
Marcus Smith.
You also hold on the kick after point tries. It was a thing that you guys were trying tonight, sometimes successful, sometimes not, but the thing is, you've been able to do that a lot this year. What do you think about the way the offense has performed this whole year for you guys?
Well, I think the offensive line is the most thing because if you see other teams like kicking, we're always in there and they're blocked and stuff. And you need a good snap, which he's doing, and a good hold and a good kicker. So we're doing that real well this year.
You really are. And I'm going to go to your teammate real quick. And what did you think about tonight's game?
I was scared at first, and then at the end of the game, I was scared because how close the score was. But now I feel great.
Yeah, it does feel good to be on the winning side. But it also feels good to be amongst a bunch of teammates that really want to win and they believe they can win.
Yeah, it really took team effort by us, all of us.
Let me go to your teammate. And you, what did you think about today's game?
Well, I like the way our right side of our offensive line blocked. They did a real good job. And right now, I'm real happy, and I'm also very sore.
Yeah, it does get very tough to play football at times, you know, when you've been banged up or that kind of thing because it's a physical sport. What do you guys do when you're not involved in football? You?
I play baseball during the spring, and I'm playing baseball now, but I usually just try to have fun most of the year.
That's it. And yourself?
I play baseball and basketball.
All right.
I play baseball and basketball, so.
Well, thanks for coming out, and good luck in the future with your team. All right. And you are?
Porter True.
Okay, and you?
John Willingham. Robert Hayes.
Okay. You are a player that obviously has played in many big games before. What was the thing that you'll remember about tonight's game?
Scary.
That it was scary, especially the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were a team that had lost 2 games, but I guess one of them was against you guys, right?
Yeah.
And it was a lot bigger of a margin than this one, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like they made some adjustments.
Yeah. They had bigger offensive linemen, and they were triple blocking the ends and the inside people.
There's a lot of football going on here at El Cajon Valley tonight. Let me get your teammate, What did you think about tonight's game?
It was scary, but we pulled it out and our offense scored. Little time left on the clock. We stopped them, and the game was in.
What do you think about the coaches deciding to get everybody involved in playing football on your team? I mean, everybody just about plays throughout the course of the season.
Well, our coach subs everybody in, and everybody gets the right amount of playing time. But if we're in the close games, he put the strongest team in. Yeah, that's what he does. He does some certain plays on because he knows some things, but that's all I know.
That's true. And, okay, let me get your teammate here. And what did you think about tonight's game?
Oh, it was a tough game. It was pretty scary. That's what I gotta say. It was good.
Closest game you guys have played all year. What do you do now for the next game? I mean, you guys going to practice again, tomorrow or the next day? What do you do to prepare for the next team?
Try harder, and come to practice all the time, every day, and just try harder.
And you try to remember what happened in this game that may come up in the next game and try and be a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys do when you're not involved with football?
Watch TV at home.
Okay, what's your favorite show?
I don't know. I don't have one.
All right. How about yourself?
None but sports.
And what other sport do you play when you're not involved with football?
Soccer, basketball, wrestling.
Wrestling, huh? Who got you into wrestling?
My dad.
Was he a former wrestler or something?
He knows nothing about wrestling. And then I got teach, and then from there, went to different places, and I was good.
Okay, and yourself?
Sports. I just try sports like baseball and boxing.
Okay, well, thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it. And you are?
Archie Sloan.
Okay, and you are?
Sean Smith.
Okay, and you?
Jamal Scott.
Okay. What position you play again tonight?
Cornerback.
Cornerback. Number 21 was coming at you a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's pretty quick, but you guys have a real good defense and you hold together real well. What'd you think about the game tonight?
The defense should have played better and stopped number 21. And something was wrong with us today. We just didn't have the juice.
And how about yourself? What'd you feel about tonight's game?
We should have stopped the middle and played better.
What do you do when you're not involved with football?
Play a little baseball.
I usually play basketball. I point guard. Oh, gee.
Another Nick Van Exel of the Lakers. And you?
Play basketball.
Okay. What position? Point guard? You play point guard too? Okay. Another Tim Hardaway or something.
Championship for basketball.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for coming out, guys, and we appreciate it. 3 more Raiders. What's your name?
Daniel Moreno.
Okay. And you?
Michael Winkleman.
Joe Wallace.
What got you interested in playing football of all sports?
Well, first of all, it's my favorite sport, and there's nothing else to do around my house.
So you get into some football and meet some new guys, some new friends.
Yes.
Okay, and you?
Probably because it's very competitive, and
You like to be competitive at times, right?
yeah.
And yourself? What made you get into football?
My school.
At your school, a lot of guys like to play on the football team or what have you?
Some of them do.
Okay. When you're not playing football, you guys do other things. What did you think about your parents and their support this year?
Well, I think they were very nice because they weren't going to let me play at first.
And yourself?
Well, my dad's spotting for the home games, and it's fun.
My dad, he was on the football team. That's why he wanted me to play football.
All right, well, thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it. And you are?
Patrick Shepard.
Okay, and you?
Max Tate.
Patrick, on the offense, you know, there was things that you probably hadn't seen. In other words, them being able to stop you when you tried your plays around the end and things like that. What did you think about the way it ended up?
I think it was a miracle. I think we did a very great job, and I tried to hold up my part in the game.
I heard that. And you? What did you think about it?
I didn't think we were gonna win the game because, well, we were only winning by 4. If they scored, they would have won. And they're cheating, kind of, the referees. So I thought we were gonna lose.
You guys, just like all season long, are 10-0 now. What do you do now for the next game? How do you prepare?
Well, I'm very prepared. I'm ready to stick somebody, and I'm going to play my position very well.
And how about you?
Practice hard and block good and stuff like that.
Just remember what the coaches say, right? What do you do when you're not playing football?
I play football with my friends, actually, at home.
Run track.
Thanks for coming out and saying a couple words for us. Okay, I'm here with the head coach, Daryl Willingham. And Daryl, it was close at the end. In fact, I didn't even know what the officials were trying to call at the end.
Oh, yeah, the officials looked like they were really, really trying to go towards IB way. But we knew that if we just hung in there and stuck them up the middle and stuck them around the end, we knew we'd stop them.
Well, you know, defensively, they were able to kind of stop you up the middle, and sometimes you had to make something to break on the outside. But the thing is, at the end, your kids were able to play the defense and do what was necessary to win.
Oh, yeah, we really have been working hard all year long to really strive for excellence. This is the #1 defense in the nation. We build on that, but today they came out a little flat, and we was just praying that they would fire up, and they fired up at the end.
Well, that happens sometimes, Daryl, when you got to play a club twice.
Yeah, you know, when you're sporting a 9-0 record and now 10-0, it seems to be that the kids get kind of lackadaisical. We beat this team early in the season, 39-6, and the kids figured it was going to be that easy, and it wasn't.
And they want to try to get you the second time around. And a junior Pee Wee coach, your name is again?
Fred Matthews.
Fred, you bring a lot of kids up to the Pee Wee program. It seems like your program's been very successful. What do you think about the way things are going at this point?
They're going real good. We got a lot of strong players. We got, for instance, Michael Moon, who came up from Mighty Mites in his first year as a junior Pee Wee, doing really well. I think he's leading the league in for junior Pee Wee touchdowns. And I want to state the fact that for the longest time it was Skyline and VP who was a powerhouse, but Balboa is coming in there. We coming strong. We coming strong.
Nothing happens without parents. What do you both feel about the parents' participation this year?
Very well. They let us do what we have to do. They don't criticize us. They know that we're good coaches and we're here for the players just like they are, you know.
Okay.
And, well, we have good participation out of all our parents. They encourage the kids in school like we encourage them at practice, bring A's. And I like to go on the record as saying that the Balboa Raiders have 212 A's from the beginning of the season in their academic excellence in school. So we're pushing for everything. Even on the field and off the field, the parents support us 100%. Unlike when I was here last year at El Cajon, there was no support.
Well, thanks, Daryl and Fred, for saying a couple of words on a very explosive night tonight for both sides.
Coach Yaki is the head coach. I'm an assistant defensive coach.
We're bringing home the trophies. You believe that?
Next week.
That's going to do it from the El Cajon Valley High School Stadium field tonight, where the final score, it was the Balboa Raiders 28, the Imperial Beach Chiefs 24. We hope you enjoyed this one. Until next time, God bless and take care.